Welcome to Escape Roomology. I'm Mike.
I'm Billy.
We are brothers and pastors and escape room enthusiasts.
This channel is for escape room players. It's for beginners who want to get better at escape rooms, and it's for enthusiasts who like to talk about what makes a good escape room good and about what makes a bad escape room bad.
Our hope is that by the end of this episode, you will like escape rooms more than you do now, and maybe even be a little bit better at completing them.
So the room we want to talk about today is a room called Trapped. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, I actually did this room, two of the rooms at Trapped with my wife. We did One-Eyed Jack, which was a cabin in the woods, kind of scary theme, and then Operation 13, which is break into an office building, don't get caught type of scenario. And Operation X13 is actually one of the only few rooms that I've ever given a 5 out of 5 rating to on our blog, escaperoomology.net.
So, Mike, I don't know if you remember this, but I was not there.
You were not invited to my wife and
I
I's
was
vacation.
not invited to your family vacation. So I'm going to let you tell us about this room. You've talked a lot about this room. Sounds like one of the best things that you loved about Trapped was the hosts and the game masters. Talk about that.
Yeah, and everybody I've talked to about Trapped talks about the staff there. They're just incredibly good at their jobs. When you show up, they act like they're legitimately excited to see you. They're excited for you to see their rooms. They offered us a drink when we came in. Even in the COVID era, they offered us a drink when we came in, and nobody's doing that right now. They gave very good instructions, good video introduction to each room. Their introduction outside of each room to immerse you in the story was incredibly well done. I would say the immersion factor of One-Eyed Jack is just as good as any room. But what put Operation X13 over the top for me was the actors. They were hilarious. We even got to wear these cool spy jackets, and they do the room alongside you. And I don't want to spoil what the actors are doing in the room, but they're just incredibly good at their jobs as you're going through as these spies wearing spy jackets and pulling out your trinkets, and it's a lot of fun.
Let me get this straight. You wore a spy jacket in Las Vegas that tends to be hot, muggy climate, and people are probably going into this room having sweat profusely because you also walk miles and miles and miles around Vegas. So they've come into this room, put on a spy jacket, sweat more in it, hung it up, and then you put it on after them, and you thought that was wonderful. I would not have had the same feeling.
No, you would not have liked that. But I'm pretty positive they clean these things after every room. It felt very clean. Like we're talking about the value of hospitality. So I felt like
they probably put it in the laundry and dried it and washed and dried and just did some laundry in between.
Well, they're not like crazy expensive jackets. I'm sure they've got dozens of these things, so that wouldn't be that hard for them to do. That would have grossed you out just because of the thought of it. But
okay, so what were your takeaways from Trapped?
Yeah, my thoughts about Trapped are almost all about hospitality. So today I want to talk about hospitality in this episode. We picked this topic partially because I think that it's going to help you viewers get to know Billy and I a little bit more, but also because it's something we talk about really that makes great escape rooms that much better than the other escape rooms. It's just kind of what sets the good escape rooms apart from the great escape rooms.
Yeah, nothing can really ruin an escape room experience for me like just bad hospitality. So if the receptionists are rude, or you feel like you're annoying them by being there, or if a room is dirty, if the game master just doesn't like how often you're asking for hints, or if the website was just difficult to get information from, or nobody answered the phone, that kind of stuff. At some point, it doesn't matter how great the room is. If you want a great review, or if you want people to talk about it as they go away, hospitality has got to be top notch for it to be a top notch room.
And Billy's mostly talking about cleanliness.
I talk about cleanliness a lot. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a germaphobe. I'm a fully functional member of society that I can use a public bathroom. I don't like it, but I do. I get on airplanes, and I go to escape rooms. The fact that you don't care enough about how clean a room is enables their filth. So until the escape room enthusiasts of the world unite and stand up to escape rooms and say, enough, you got to clean your rooms, then they won't clean their rooms. So let's unite, everybody. Let's talk about it. Get them
And
cleaned.
this is true. What Billy and I do when we go to a new city is we will go to one room at all the different escape room locations in that city, and we'll try a room at each place. And then we'll pick whatever location was our favorite, and we'll go back the next day and do all their rooms. And so, but there is immediately, if we try a room and they had dirty rooms, or the hospitality was bad, or it felt like the game master was annoyed with us or something like that, that room is just immediately ruled out for the second day. I mean, their rooms could be great, but if the hospitality is not good, we have no desire to go and build a relationship with this organization.
Yeah, this that happened to us in Wichita when you and me and Steve did rooms for a few days, and we went to a room the first night. Went to a room, and it was an okay room, but it just felt dirty the
Yeah.
whole time. And so the entire next day, we just like that business had like 3 or 4 rooms we could have done. We're like, we're not going back there. And I kind of put my foot down and said, no, we had to get down on a dirty floor to do the room, to solve it. I did it. We solved it. We finished it. But I felt dirty coming out of it. I didn't
Yeah,
like
and I
that.
would also say
So
there was a little bit of something in that it was a one person staff where they're trying to run around and deal with multiple
yeah,
groups and handle
yeah.
everything
We
alone.
should give them some grace for that,
Yeah, but I
maybe.
mean, that's a little bit of the owner's fault. I mean, they need to have enough
Yeah,
staff there to take care of us. And so that was part of it just felt understaffed in multiple different areas, including cleaning.
yeah, yeah. And sometimes, just not just the room, but the bathrooms. Mike has a solid habit of going to the bathroom
Every time.
before and after every escape room. And so he's not by himself in that. People go to the bathroom in these escape rooms, and a dirty restroom just sends the message to all of your guests: we didn't really think people would come today, so we didn't bother to clean the bathroom.
And this is just common sense, right? I mean, when you have guests
Common
over to your
sense.
house, you clean. That's just what you do when you're
You
having
should.
people over.
You're supposed to clean the house. You're supposed to get ready for company. Now, cleaning the house is the objective of the whole night, like hanging out, having a good time, building relationship. All that's the objective, but a dirty house could totally ruin the objective for the night, especially if you have unruly pets or kids. I'm not going to mention names. I could a lot because I know a lot of those people that have pets and kids that want to lick your legs every time you go over to their house.
Are the pets or the kids licking your legs?
Both do, and it's
Okay.
equally unpleasant.
We've been critical of escape room hospitality for a long time, and I just assumed that everybody is. But for the most part, escape room enthusiasts, can I just call them Eries? Can we shorten that?
Eries, I don't think it'll catch on, but you can.
I'm just trying to add to the confusing escape room
Escape
lingo.
room enthusiasts, ERE, and you want to call them Eries.
Well, how would you pronounce ERE? And
E-
then make it, you got to make it plural.
Eris? I wouldn't do it, is the point. I don't.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I recently asked 124 escape room enthusiasts on the escape room enthusiast group on Facebook how hospitable they think the average escape room is, and 19% of the players or of the escape room enthusiasts gave the average room a 5 out of 5. 20% of players think that the average escape room deserves a 5 out of 5 on hospitality. 60% gave them a 4 out of 5, and 20% gave them a 3 out of 5. There was only one person who gave escape rooms a 2 out of 5 or below. Can you guess who that was?
Well, I would guess you, Mike,
It was me. Yes, because
because you're
I
being critical of this whole subject.
I just feel like there's another level to be reached here. I think escape room enthusiasts think escape rooms are hospitable because the escape room community is a tight knit group. They all know each other. A lot of these people who took the survey are probably owners, so they're maybe a little bit defensive. A lot of them have personal relationships with the owners of the rooms that they frequent. But I think that if an escape room would decide to just take hospitality to the next level, it would totally reveal that all the other rooms had just fallen short, had just not done enough. But we're just waiting on that one room who's just going to blow the roof off of it and do hospitality in a whole new extravagant way.
So let me just get this straight. 124 people take a survey. One person says 2 out of 5. 123 say more than 2 out of 5. But your position is that the one person, you, is right, and 123 people are wrong.
I was trying to prove a point. Okay, it's probably 3, but I'm trying to prove a point.
Okay. And your point is, that there is a next level of hospitality to be had,
Yeah.
if people want to achieve it. So, like, people probably thought McDonald's was great for a really long time until Chick-fil-A came along and my pleasured their way to the next level, right?
And
Is that what
their
you're saying?
heavenly Chick-fil-A sauce and their nice outfits. People thought coffee shops were just
Clean
fine.
bathrooms.
Yeah, people thought coffee shops were just fine until Starbucks. I'm actually using my Pike Place Market Starbucks mug
Lovely.
right
It's a
now.
lovely mug.
Thank you, thank you. Until Starbucks comes along and they're like, no, actually, we're taking this to a whole new level. Comfortable seating, cool music, mood lighting, modern decor. We're taking it to the next level.
Yeah. Southwest Airlines says they're trying to do the same thing to airlines. Yeah.
Yeah, people thought Walmart was hospitable.
Mm,
Yeah, no, never mind.
mm,
People never thought Walmart
mm,
was hospitable.
no. The companies that take hospitality to the next level are companies that put people first, not profit margin first, right? Now, it reflects in profit margin. Like Chick-fil-A, one of those profitable fast food companies in America, but they got there by putting people first. Hospitality is all about this, about relationships. And escape rooms, same way, are a very relational experience, and because you're forming relationships with your teammates and the host and the game master, with the company and the owner, because you want to patronize the place on an ongoing basis, and you want them to make money so that they're doing more rooms and better rooms and all that. So it's all about relationships.
I've read thousands of escape room reviews, and it is
Wow.
amazing to me how often people reference game masters and other staff, the host at places. The puzzles can be great and the room can be great, but people are always talking about the staff. And I think the
Yeah.
reason why X13, Operation X13 at Trapped was one of my favorite rooms is because not just the puzzles and design were great, but because the actors and the game master were awesome. They were hilarious. They were engaged. They were uh, while we were in that room, we interacted with I think 4 different actors, and I
Hmm.
legitimately laughed out loud in that room 5 or 6 times. Not forced laughter because it was awkward. Actual
You had a
laughter
great
in that
time.
room. It was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
And the room was good too. You've talked about how just high quality the room was, but you wouldn't have liked the room only because they were hospitable or because the actors were funny. It had to be a good quality room too, right?
Right, Trapped is incredible. They're some of the most immersive environments and creative puzzle. It's just kind of the hospitality is what takes it to the next level, makes it the excellent. They have this really cool mechanic in their rooms where if you're finishing too quickly, they can actually add extra puzzles in the room as you're going. The actor can actually
Hmm.
see that you're going fast and extend the storyline without you even knowing it. Our game master was so good at this. He was able to slip in 3 extra puzzles that most people don't do because he realized we were going really fast, and he inserted these puzzles into the storyline without us even knowing it because he was just so good at his job.
So the point is that a hospitable host can't make a room good, but it can make a mediocre room better or make a great room horrible by the way they interact with their customers. And I would say hospitality can do even more than that. Hospitality is what makes customers want to recommend a room or a business to their friends. And I'll tell you this: when I really appreciate the staff of a room, I'm really excited to tell people about it and to be sort of an evangelist for their room.
Yeah, I'm the pastor of a church in Gillette, Wyoming. Yes, people live here, and we've discovered that it's pretty easy for us to get people through the doors of our church. We can get them to visit for the first time, but the big difficulty, the hard thing to do in our uh, occupation is to get people to return for a second visit. And we've realized that the key to second visits is hospitality. Our staff always says that we use hospitality to close the back door. It keeps people from sneaking out and never coming back. So we've got volunteer greeters at every single door, and we've got people walking around and greeting people. We've got coffee and donuts. We've got gifts that we give to first time visitors, and we make sure the building's clean. We make sure there's clear signage everywhere so nobody's confused about where they should go, and how things work. And we really just teach our people to put relationships first, prioritize relationships above everything else that we do.
Yeah. So it's about customer experience, customer first, value your guests. I think one of the big ways that rooms can fail to do this is just in simply in the way they treat their hints. If they take their puzzles so seriously, they tend to not want to give a hint to get the group to solve the puzzle. So like when you ask for a hint and they give you some other vague riddle and they call it a hint, but really they just gave you another riddle. Look at it this way. Some rooms, the badge of honor is how few people succeed at the room. And that's how they judge their success. It's like, well, only 1 out of 5 groups can get through this room. And it's pretty obvious that the point of their room is the puzzle, not the guest, because they're more proud of the puzzle than they are whether their guests had a great time.
Yeah, they're not giving you a hint to improve your experience and keep your frustration level down. They're doing it as a gatekeeper, and they're it feels like they're just watching you struggle and enjoy it. And that sounds like they're just some evil puzzle designers.
Yeah.
But I can totally relate. I get how they could get there. As a pastor, it's tempting for me to sometimes write my sermons to preach these deep theological sermons that I feel like are going to wow people, and they're going to think such a complex teacher, but that would totally miss the point. If nobody understands it, if it's not applicable, if it's not impactful, then it's not going to get the job done, and it's totally pointless. And rooms that focus primarily on complex puzzles and not on the entertainment value and not on helping their guests have a good time have totally missed the point. The value of hospitality, I don't think, can be overstated in escape rooms.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, that is all for this episode. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Escape Roomology. Hope that was somewhat helpful to you. And if you did enjoy it, we hope that you will subscribe below. See you next time.